Guys want to see something super cool? My new shirt. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. This is a child's large shirt. Actually, almost every Transformer shirt that I own, I got from like Kohl's in like the little boys department, which is kind of creepy and weird, but I just thought I would share that with you guys. Except for my Ravage shirt. I got that from Hot Topic, and it's normal size and it's awesome. Hey guys, back with a review. Finally, after however long that it has been, I am going to review Maximum Dinobots issue 4. So yeah, let's do the review. So first of all, this cover is a Marcello Mattier cover. Like I said before, I noticed that it's picture at the bottom and Fire Craziness at the top, and this issue does not go away from that theme. So yeah, cool cover, it's fine. And before I get started, one note about the art. This is split between two people, Nick Roche as normal or usual, and James Reyes. I can't remember if Mr. Reyes or whatever did anything in the last couple of issues. It's been a while, but this issue is so obvious, and I'll be making some comments about that later on, but I will get started with the review right now. First of all, this issue has like the coolest first page ever. Okay, well, it's really not that cool, but I opened it and I was like, I wish this would happen to me. It is Ravage and Laserbeak breaking in to this kid's room, and it's super cool. And they're like, you have something that we want. And of course, if anyone can remember way back, I'm trying to remember if it was the end of Devastation or Revelation. I believe it was Devastation, but I can't remember. I didn't check because I'm lazy. But we did see the Soundwave stuck in cassette tape player mode in this little boy's room, and of course this means that Ravage and Laserbeak are no longer being mind controlled, and so they grab Soundwave and get out of there. And quick note, just because I like pointing out things like this, this kid's mom runs upstairs in the last panel of this page, and her hair looks like Jessie. Where can you see her hair? This kid's mom is Jessie from Pokemon. Crazy. So then we see Ravage and Laserbeak and the still tape player bound Soundwave kind of meeting up and taking a chill, I guess. And they explain that Soundwave is still stuck in tape player mode, and he is the one who's keeping Ravage and Laserbeak from being controlled, but he doesn't really have that much power left, so what are they going to do? And who shows up? But of course, Shockwave. Yay. And of course, Shockwave just says, you know, I think that we can help each other, so let's see where that goes later. Then we go to Dallas, Texas, where we once again see Hot Rod, who is definitely looking worse for wear. I mean, this guy has been constantly having the crap beat out of him for the past, like, 4 issues, and he's not looking awesome. I mean, look at his face. I didn't even know that Cybertronians could, like, get swelling, but his eyes all, like, swollen shut, and his face is, like, missing on the side. He's not looking great. But who should come to his rescue but Hunter, Hunter and Sunstreaker. There's no good way to put those names together. I'm sure there is, but I can't think of it. And Hunter and Sunstreaker kind of come in for a second. They don't really help Hot Rod, they kind of just leave him there. And of course, they are on their way looking for Sunstreaker's real head. And Hot Rod says, you know, you can't go in there, there's like an army in there, and Sunstreaker says, well, you know, that's the point, because I look like everybody else, I can just kind of waltz in. Great idea. And he leaves Hot Rod to himself, even though he, like, can't move and is probably about to be, like, shot to death, but Sunstreaker has bigger fish to fry. And then we see Hunter and Sunstreaker going into the base, and Sunstreaker's like, I have to do this. Every time things happen, he says, like, every moment his mind is being pulled in different directions, and every second a little bit more of him dies inside, and he's being very emo, Sunstreaker. And all of a sudden some shadowy figure comes up behind them. I'm scared. And then we cut to Nebraska, or 60,000 feet above Nebraska. Repugnus and the other monster bots saying, okay, Grimlock, we got you out of your problem now, give us what you promised us. Grimlock's kind of hinting at the fact that he may not really have any sort of payment for the monster bots, and Repugnus is like, fool, I hate you. And then he says, you know, we just have everything that was in Shockwave's onboard data cache, and Repugnus is like, oh, okay, that works. And they talk about decoding it and stuff, and then we go back to the rest of the Dinobots who are not in this little conference, and this is one of the points where the artwork just got to me. This is Mr. Ray's artwork here, and the Dinobots are just talking about how, you know, Grimlock is mean and he's separating them, and, you know, they shouldn't be talking to the monster bots that's just below them, and Snarl has this line, and he's like, this just shows how far we've... And the artwork in these scenes is just, I don't know, it's, to me, super overdramatic. All the faces on the Dinobots especially are, like, super mondo, like, realistic looking, and, like, this thing with Snarl, I know it's supposed to be, like, serious, but I cannot take this seriously. It's just too funny looking. Look at these faces. And there's another one with Swoop later on that I'll show you that there's something about this artwork that I just don't like. I mean, I'm sure it's done awesomely well, but it's just too serious for Transformers to me. And, but anyway, so Grimlock comes back and he's like, okay, we've got everything in order, and we're gonna do this, and no one's answering him. He's like, guys, what's the problem? And, okay, look at Swoop's face. Okay, what is that? What is that? Why? I don't ever want to see Swoop drawn like that ever again. And I probably will in the next couple of pages, but whatever. And so basically all of that scene told us is that the Dinobots are mad at Grimlock. Oh man, I'm so surprised. That isn't what we've been talking about for like the past 4 issues. And on the next page, we go back to Dallas, and we have Hot Rod sending out some kind of signal or message, which is funny because that's what he did in All Hail Megatron, and this will come up again, or at least this comparison will come up again in the next issue, but I'll talk about it later in the next issue. So Hot Rod sends a message. Then we go in, and we have Hunter and Sunstreaker, and they get there, and they're like this close. They could just touch Sunstreaker's real head, and they're so excited. And then, kapow! Right through the chest. Of course, they get shot. And I actually, at first I'm like, this is, again, super serious and dumb. I don't like it. But I actually do really like this little outside of the frame. And then we have Scorponok, of course, who just shot Sunstreaker. Saying, you're an idiot, you know, how did you think you were going to get in here and I wouldn't know where you were? I have, like, a signal thing in all of my headmasters, so I knew you were different, blah, blah, blah. And he says, all I have to do is, you know, cut off the last bit, or as he says, tie up the last loose end, and he goes to, I guess, like, squish Hunter, and Hunter is not there, and he's like, crap, I lost the kid. He starts freaking out, which is stupid because Hunter is like this tiny, like, child, and I'm sure Scorponok would have no problem just taking him out. But I think if he actually, like, looked for him for, like, 2 seconds, he'd be able to find him, but he's too busy being evil, so I guess he can't look for him. He just says, you should just come out because I'm too lazy to find you, and I'll kill you, so come out here. I don't want to look for you. Come on. And then Scorponok suddenly gets a call from Drake who says, you know, there's a Cybertronian ship coming in fast, and of course that's the Monsterbot ship. And Scorponok just starts freaking out. I love this picture. It is very funny. He starts freaking out, and he's like, everyone go shoot the ship, fire at will, blah. And so the Monsterbots are then, of course, above all of these hundreds and thousands of jillions of clones, and